Thank you, Councilor. Okay, not referenced on the agenda is a gentleman that I personally know. I've worked with him on a stormwater management project in my ward. I'd like to ask if Paul Roselli, the president of the Borough Land Trust, might come to the table. Not a lot of room there, but if you can allow Paul Roselli a spot at the table.
Thank you. I'm happy to stand if that's okay. Might be a little easier.
Whatever is most comfortable for you.
Okay, great.
Just, I've asked Paul to come before us to give us a brief presentation, as well as share some history. I thought it might be helpful to give the committee members and my colleagues some perspective to bring everybody up to speed as to what's going on. I'm hoping it'll inform us. Can you please state your name and title for the record?
Sure. It's Paul Roselli.
And then I'm going to ask our clerk to swear you in, please.
Sure.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you?
I do.
Thanks.
Paul Roselli from the Borough Land Trust. My address is 665 Maureen Circle, Mapleville, Rhode Island. I come before you tonight to give you a snapshot of the Invenergy project, the Clear River Energy project. I'll call it both as I give this testimony. I've done presentations all across the state and over the borders into Connecticut, Massachusetts, nearly 32 to date. Normally these presentations take about an hour and a half. I promise I won't give you an hour and a half presentation this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Roselli.
A little bit of background of me. I grew up in Providence in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s. After graduated from La Salle Academy, went to URI and got a Bachelor of Science degree in Agriculture and Plant and Soil Science and a Master of Arts degree in Education. At the ripe old age of 63, I'm back in school again at Bryant University in a program called Global Environmental Studies. I've steeped myself into this Invenergy project since October of 2015. It's hard to imagine that it's been well over a year that this project has gone on. Let me tell you a little bit about what this project is. It's a 1 gigawatt fracked gas, dual fuel, combined cycle power plant. Dual fuel, it means it uses oil and methane gas. Fracked gas, it comes from the fracked gas gas fields at the Marcellus fields in western Pennsylvania, New York, and other places. Combined cycle, it uses both steam to generate electricity from the water that it gets, as well as methane gas. The methane gas turns the turbines. Methane gas heats up the turbines. The water gets on the turbines, turns the steam generator, and makes electricity. This Clear River Energy Center is actually governed by a state agency under the Public Utilities Commission known as the Energy Facility Siting Board. It's a 3-person panel. The 3 people who are on this panel are put there by the governor of the state of Rhode Island. There's Margaret Curran, who you may know as the former Attorney General of the state of Rhode Island. There's Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management Executive Director Janet Coit, and there used to be an open spot there when, just as statewide planning associate director Kevin Flynn left, that position was filled with a man by the name of Parag Agarwal. The Energy Facility Siting Board was started in 1988. That means since 1988, in order for a project, a major energy facility project, it could be wires, it could be a power plant, in order for it to get approved in the state of Rhode Island, it has to go through this Energy Facility Siting Board and approved by them. Let's talk about the process. The process has gone on at the Energy Facility Siting Board since October of 2015. The Invenergy company from based in Chicago, known as Invenergy, filed an application before the Energy Facility Siting Board on October 29th, I believe, in 2015. Since then, There have been public hearings, there's been testimony. It's similar to a courtroom setting. So there are attorneys there on both sides of the aisle, and they are the ones who provide expert witnesses, testimony, and move the process along. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the latest edition of what's been happening. And I'll briefly bring you up to speed on the water issue. Initially, Invenergy went after Pasco Utility District to get water from there, from a well that was tainted with MTBE. That didn't go very well. They went to Harrisville Utility District to get water from their wells. That failed as well. They went to Woonsocket just about a month ago. And Woonsocket decided that it was not in their best interest to get water from there. Then Johnston came along almost a day after, and I will leave it up to you and your attorneys and the Water Supply Board to figure out if this is a legal way of using the water that comes out of that wholesale supply in Johnston. But what I'd like to talk about and what I can share with you is the spirit of the law. Because if you go to the site of where the hydrant is that would supply the trucks to the power plant, and you go there any day between May and September, you would find trucks that had pool water on the side. You would find trucks that get water from that hydrant that would be used for sporting events. You would see trucks there that would get water for fire and rescue. The way the contract is on the Johnson contract is that it has to be potable treated water. And I think that's important to understand. So the letter of the law, I'll let you figure out. The spirit of the law, I don't think any of us, including those who are watching this, realize that it could be potable drinking water that would be supplied to a power plant. It's also, if you read the contract, I'm sure you have, it's a 20 to 30-year commitment. Our research, and I have to tell you this from the research that we've done and presented, is that we don't actually know how much water the power plant is going to use. If you read the latest water supply plan, it can go anywhere from about 12,000 gallons of water a day to over 724,000 gallons of water a day. Also, please realize that there's a 2,250,000 gallon water tank on site as well that has to be filled up once it's used. Finally, my time, I'm running over my time, I apologize, but finally I want to talk a little bit about the Resilient Rhode Island Act and how the Resilient Rhode Island Act plays into your resolution, as well as the other resolutions of the 21 towns that have opposed this project. The Resilient Rhode Island Act was signed into law by Governor Chafee in 2014. The tenets of that law is that all municipalities are asked to, whatever they do, whatever process they go through, whether it be road construction, putting in an HVAC system, changing fluorescent lights to LEDs, whatever they do, it has to mitigate the impacts of climate change. That's what that law means. It's been on the books since 2014. As I said, there are 22 towns that have now signed on in opposition to the power plant. Madam Chair, thank you for this opportunity to speak before you tonight. And thank you, council folks, for listening to me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Roselli? Many members, council members? Thank you very much.